Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you. It feels like an update on a situation that might be a little bit distant from you, or something that you should know that somebody doesn't want to tell you. We do have the Eight of Wands in the reverse, so there could be a lack of communication or a failure to notify. But we have, I think, a business situation that could impact you because you work there or are applying to work there. You could be the business owner or married to the business owner or in business with them, right? But this is basically saying somebody failed to do something or somebody failed to communicate when they needed to. And as a result, there's a lot of risk here. So it's kind of like warning, right? You're going to potentially be impacted by this, but I feel like if you know that this is for you and you follow your intuition, you can minimize that risk or avoid it altogether. So let's call it in spirit with a little bit of wind chanting. I hope you're having a good day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, my email address is in the description box below. And quick shout out to the person, I won't name them, but the person who bought me some wings for today. You're awesome. We're going to start with the Rider-Waite. What else do we have? Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Three of Cups in the reverse. All right, so basically someone has made a not very great decision and it's going to make things challenging. It's like you purposefully want to, like, I don't know, not work with this partner, this supplier. So you choose this one over here and you don't do enough like due diligence. But the person that you decide to work with now is not at all like as good as they claim. This is a direction that was taken in business that is not supported, that is difficult to recover from. The Sun, Empress in the reverse, and the Lovers. So this leader or this owner, this person who could potentially be hiring you, they made a choice and it's going to be, rather obvious that it was their choice that made this the problem or a problem. Hello, Rob. How are you doing? Because the Lovers is about a choice and the Empress in the reverse is somebody who doesn't know how to deal with this or somebody who's being like, it's like they're uninformed or they're petty, right? Ace of Wands, the World. But there's an opportunity for somebody else. So it's like maybe you really wanted to work at this one really well-known like behemoth, right? Really like trend-setting, first-to-market kind of company. But you don't realize that they have made a decision that is going to undermine some of their success or make it difficult for them to achieve the goals they want to. It's going to make it a not great place to work, right? And their inability to innovate or do the right thing is an opportunity for their competitors. So there may be a desire to work for this particular company, but there's another one out there that would be better to work for because they're not going to have these issues. Not the same ones. You might have issues, but this is saying don't necessarily be focused on one particular option because there's somebody here who doesn't know how to run their business. And there's something else that comes in that is a much better situation for you. So this like second job offer or this other perhaps living situation is going to be like a more prosperous environment for you. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. Don't be dealing with this Empress in the reverse because they don't know what they're doing. They think they're making the right choice, but they don't want to consult with like experts. They don't want to understand how their industry or how the market has changed. This is somebody who doesn't get it. All right, this is the signs of the times. What else do we have? Hello, Louise. How are you doing? Infinity, unlimited potential, and anchor, stability. Yeah, there is a really good situation for you. It just might not be the first place that you look. It might be the thing that you would consider to be like second choice. It's actually the best option. I don't really get a lot of love vibes from this reading. That could change, but this seems to be rooted in business or money, how things improve for you in terms of feeling more successful or feeling more like you can weather little storms or handle little difficulties or unexpected expenses. Things improve as long as you don't get distracted by this like glittery option that really isn't as nice as you think. I might piss some people off because I'm not really like an expert at all in this, but because of my dad, I've heard a lot of conversations around motorcycle brands, and he was never, well, he had a gold wing or two, but he was never really a Harley Davidson person. Please don't like hate me. Harley Davidson has a lot of the same like marketing success that Apple has, right? There's a little bit of like I belong to a club vibe. And I hope I'm not getting him in trouble. He was always one to really look into the specifics or the specs, right? And had a preference for different makes of motorcycles. One of his favorites was Victory, which I believe was previously known as Indian, because of their unique approach, right? This is somebody who's basically saying, yeah, you might find Harley Davidson is like the most recognized brand, of course, but is it the best? Don't hate me. It's probably not the best. So we have Ace of Wands, Ace of Swords. So look for the specifications. Look for the truth. Don't get distracted by the smoke and mirrors or the glitz and glam, because this is an important decision that impacts your finances, and the universe wants you to be where you get more. The universe wants you to be happy. They want you to be rewarded. So it's like it's your second choice, Two of Wands. And it should really be your first choice. I remember going on a trip with my dad when I was 17, and I was visiting 5 colleges that I was interested in, and kind of acknowledged, it might look great on a computer or I might hear great things about it, but until you're actually on the campus, you can't necessarily decide whether or not this is where I feel like I should be. And I remember going on that trip, and interesting, it was 5, and this is the 5 of Swords. I remember going on that trip and being kind of shocked because I was really determined to go to one school. I was like, this is the right one for me. And as we went through the trip, I realized this one over here, this is the one where I need to be. So we have an opportunity for you to avoid some sort of difficult or complicated, not great financial situation that is not of your making, if you can make the right choice ahead of time, right? If you look at the health of a company, if you look at, whether or not somebody's making the right decisions for their business, you got to be reading probably some business journals, right? You got to know your business. You can avoid this. You don't have to deal with this 5 of Swords as long as with the Ace of Swords, you're looking up that information or you're informed. For some of you, it's as simple as knowing you want something real bad. It's probably not the right one for you. Look at the second option. But it's really more about do your homework, right? What do you know about this company? What do you know about this option? What do you know about this investment? So we've got the Six of Pentacles and Death. For some of you, this is about savings or investment funds, that kind of thing. But it does feel to me like something needs to change from your original assessment, or I'm about to make my decision and this is how I'm leaning. It's like you've missed a detail or you haven't fully vetted something. So if you did, you would find something they were hiding and you would be like, oh, no. I don't want to be caught up in that. No, thank you. I don't think I mentioned this is the Meta Muse Tarot. So we have the Queen of Wands and the Devil. Yeah, there's... Okay, so what I saw when these two came out was Elizabeth Hurley in Bedazzled. She's gorgeous. And I think it would be pretty easy to justify calling her a temptress, right? Now, I'm not telling you that you are potentially getting a job offer from someone that you find incredibly attractive, but you might. I'm saying the offer itself, there's something where you're like, ooh, I want to be able to tell people that I work at, because everybody will recognize that name. I've been there. I worked my butt off to work at a place that had a recognizable name. And then I got there and I was like, this is how you do stuff around here? Interesting. I thought you'd have higher standards. This is something that looks real great from the outside. You're like, oh, wow, looks like they got their shit together. Once you get hired, once you become a part of the team, once you see how it is from the inside, you're going to be like, why did I work so hard to get here? So do your homework. This first option is not what it seems. They might have a real nice exterior, but that interior is stinky and moldy. Needs a renovation. Moon in the reverse. They're hiding something. They might be dishonest about pay structure or benefits. They might be dishonest about workload or expectations or who you're working with. There is a burden they don't want you to know about until you show up. Hello, Realm of Bedlam. How we doing? Hello, Ground Zero. What's up, Miss Princess? So we don't need that for you. We want stability for you, but we don't want your potential to be limited by this, like, I don't know how to run my business crap. Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. This is one of those situations where no matter how hard you work, no matter how fabulous you are in terms of like the workload you do or your work ethic, or you're just the best employee ever, it's like, oh, we're not going to promote you. We're not going to give you a raise. We're not going to recognize your hard work because then we make less money. See how that works out for you. What was this video called again? I think it was Your Business is Failing. Oh, I wonder if it's at all connected to the fact that they don't acknowledge or recognize the people who contribute to their success. Maybe. Four of Swords. You don't need to be a part of their demise. I'm just going to put it that way. Because they are kind of imploding, right? They don't want you to know that. They want you to feel like this is like some great brand that's been around for forever, right? There's a problem here and they do not want you to know about it until you are in. You can't do anything about it. So choose the other option. Let's find out more about this other option, shall we? This is the Golden Lenormand. Hello, Matt. How are you doing? Good day. What else do we have? Oh, nice. So we've got the heart, number 24. And because it's clarifying the unlimited potential, this seems to me like there are mentors. There are people who want to support you. There is, I don't know, maybe a good human resources team. But this is clarifying the unlimited potential card. to suggest that you don't have that limitation that you do at this first company, that you would be able to improve, learn new things, shadow people that you want to, be able to gain experience from. There is a better place for you than this first option. It's cold. All right, this is the Pulp Tarot. What else do you have? There are probably a small percentage of you where this is your current employer and you may suspect that they're having financial issues. But I feel for the majority of you, this is you're doing a job search. Three of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, Ten of Swords in the reverse. So there is some reason to believe here that you will pick up on these details. You will realize this first offer is not the right one for you. I see you being more strategic than most, smarter than the average bear, if you will. So I do think, I want to make sure that I can compare some offers. What's better than getting one offer in a house? Getting two offers on a house. What's better than getting one job offer? You know what I mean? There's someone here who's like, well, let's just see what I could get elsewhere. Or I'm almost at the point where I would get an offer from this other interview cycle. So let's see what pops over there. King of Pentacles. And then you get that other offer and you're like, oh, well, it seems to be just a little bit better than the other thing. I didn't know that you could be so awesome. It's going to be better than you expect, or it's going to be superior in one specific way, maybe vacation, health benefits, work-life balance, whatever it is. It's going to be clear to you initially, like gut feeling, I should take this other offer. I'm kind of surprised by it, but that's the other offer and it's better. Ace of Cups, King of Cups, Page of Cups in the reverse. Because the thing about this other offer is it's clear you have a path. You have somebody that wants to help you grow. Maybe they're even bold and say, hey, we want to hire you for this position. But real talk, we're thinking that, a year and a half down the line, you could take over for the director spot, or you could do this, right? They already have plans for you. It's like, we want you to grow. The other place is like, I hope you like where you're at, because I was going to be where you're at for a while. Hope you didn't want like your own office or anything. So it's clear where you would be able to grow and develop and make more money, or rely on management or leadership that knows how to grow a business instead of cause issues. So we've got Temperance. There's something about what you have to offer that is particularly appealing to this good offer place. You have experience in two different things, or you have a personality that works well with two different types of people or teams. So it's, for them, I think, quite clear, and they're not going to be shy about it. We feel like you would be an asset to the team, no doubt. But they're concerned that you're going to choose something else, especially if you tell them you already have another offer. So be sensitive with those conversations, because you want to make sure you get this other offer, right? For some of you specifically, you're being guided to say, I've received an offer from another prospective employer, but I do feel like I would be much happier in the long term if I were to work for your company. What's the best and final you could offer? Or if they haven't made an offer yet, I have a timeline. I have to get back to this offer, but I have to admit, I was really hoping that I would end up at your company. Is there anything I can do, any questions I could answer to help you determine whether or not you're ready to make an offer, so that I could consider that while I consider this other one? For some of you, you have to be just a little bit bold, or like manage up, right? It's not always easy, but I do feel like someone's going to be like, oh, we got somebody who knows what they're doing, and they're going to love it. They're going to be like, this person's going to be great. So you might think that they'll be a little turned off by it, but if you handle it in a respectful, professional way, that actually ends up getting you points. Just don't email, hey, I got a different offer. What do you think? You know, you got to frame it up right. Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Wheel of Fortune. Some of you are tempted to, when you get this second offer, go back to that first offer and get more money. Say, hey, I have this other offer, but I'd rather, you know, I want to know if you can do anything better. Be careful with that. I do feel like the not so great company who's about to have an implosion might be willing to best that other offer. But it's not, it's like, okay, I'll make things easier for you for 30 minutes, but then in 31 minutes, I'm going to slap you. Like, it's delayed bad. So it's not worth, I don't know. I generally will say negotiate respectfully, but, you know, firm. Got to have a reasoning behind it. But this is one of those things where if you negotiate and they give you what you ask for, it might deter you from realizing that that's not a long-term option, that they're going to, either the business itself is failing and they're not going to be around in a couple of years, or they're not willing to be supportive in your career, and you're going to kind of get stagnant in terms of your own growth or your own potential in terms of money. All right, this is what's the news. What else do we have? Yes, exactly. Not looking to settle. We have the playa card, which can talk about some player energy, right? But this is saying do not settle. If something isn't good enough, it's probably because you're about to get a better offer, and you're going to be surprised that this second offer is better, or this offer from maybe the less like prestigious company is the one that is better for you. Numbing, self-medicating, addictions, and irrational behavior. So there's an issue with this first company, the one that might have a better like brand recognition. There's an issue with irrational behavior. I feel like there's someone in the leadership or someone who, you know, makes the decisions in terms of the direction of that company, and it's not very well informed. And this is causing financial concerns, or they're already starting to like not pay their bills on time kind of thing. So we've got paranoid, cautious, insecure, guarded. You're being encouraged to be cautious because you do not need to settle. You're also kind of being called out because apparently some of you, it's like you already have business cards made up. Like you want to work at this company. Like, I want to tell people I work for because they'll know that name. Or I've wanted to work there for so long because I knew somebody that worked there and they love it. You're a little bit too focused. So you're being encouraged to be cautious because what you think is glitzy and glamoury and awesome and you would love to be there is not. There is potentially some toxic masculine energy within the leadership team that is causing things to be chaotic and unreliable. This is the Kipper. Number 17, gift. There is an offer here that is a huge blessing, and it takes into consideration what you have learned and what you have to offer. In other words, it is an offer that reflects your value, your worth. But it's a choice. There's something else here, and it's not as good for you. So it feels to me like this whole reading is about you're going to walk into a decision thinking, of course, I'm going to choose this. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've worked for. I've always thought that I would end up working for this company or this team. And you're going to change your mind. You got free will. You can do what you want, but you are going to be happier with this less prestigious option because they're going to be more generous with you, or they're going to be more realistic about what your true value is. All right. This is the truth is. I think there is a card in this deck that talks about self-worth. So we'll see if that one comes out. Masquerading, pretending to be what you'd like in a partner. I told you. So this feels to me like the hiring manager energy or the company at large. I want you to feel like everything is perfect here. I want you to be real, like bought in. I want you to like drink the Kool-Aid and be like, oh my God, everything here is so cool. Except for it's not. Hazy vision. Things are not being seen clearly. You have to do your homework because they are trying to make it look cooler than it is. Like, okay, that's nice. You got like a pool table in your break room, but like, do you pay your employees on time? Just curious. Just asking for a friend. So we have that toxic machismo card, right? Toxic masculinity. So we have toxic, unhealthy relationship patterns. There is somebody here who makes important decisions within this company, and they do not show respect to the people that make them money. Let's see how that goes for you. Victorious, you will overcome any problems within this connection. Provided you are willing to listen to your intuition and you're looking at the facts and you inform yourself, I see you choosing the right thing. I see you realizing this isn't really maybe what I want to do. I think I'd rather go for this other option. And that's where you're going to have this unlimited potential. You'll be able to grow, learn some more things. And I feel like you'll have more bandwidth or more, what's the word? You'll be able to be more like creatively in control or have more freedom to decide we need to do this or we need to go in this direction because there's less like red tape, basically. Oh, you're over here. This is the Gypsy Oracle. What else do we have? I'm guessing we might see the Merchant card, but we'll see. Or the Thoughts card, because this is like, initially you feel like you already know the answer, but you really do have to think about it longer than that. Hello, Tiana. How are you doing? So we've got Foe in the reverse. Sweetheart in the reverse. It's like it's a switcheroo. You think this is going to be your second choice and this is going to be your first choice, but it's not what you think it is, right? Hazy vision. Journey and Child in the reverse. So even though initially when you embark on this search, you feel like the more established option, or perhaps the one with the more recognizable brand, is the best for you, you end up realizing that the one that you thought was best is maybe a little too stuck in their ways, or they're dealing with somebody who's making decisions based on how the industry was a long time ago. Yeah, so we do have that Thoughts card. So you have to really think about what it is that would work for you, and what you felt was the consolation prize or the second option, not as good, is actually the better option. All right. I know this is called the Love Oracle, but I feel like some of these cards could potentially apply to your job offer. So let's see what we got. Exhaustion, depletion, drained, and long journey. Some of you are at risk of making the wrong decision because you've been looking for a new job for a long time and you just want it to be over. So there's a risk of accepting this first offer because you just want to be like, okay, I found a job, I'm done. Ha! But there's a concern here because one of these options lacks loyalty to their employees. They don't care. They will fire for whatever reason. It's not as cool as you think it is. Whereas the other offer comes from a company that has a better company culture that really does want to retain talent. Hello, Anthony. How are you doing? Yeah. This bigger company or the one that has like a little bit more of a, I don't know, glittery vibe for you, something you'd be proud to tell people about. They have walked away from deals they've negotiated, or they have abandoned people that they, I think, should have done right by. Hello, Key Controller. How's it going? Because they just think about the bottom line. This is the shallow card. Hollow, empty, boredom, left out, walked away, cold. So choose the company that is loyal to their employees or does the right thing. For one of you out there, you're going to hear a story about this company that you initially like better, having fired somebody who was pregnant or very sick. We've got ecstasy, chasing thrills, excitement, good time, and soulmates, deep love, unity, and connection. If you choose the company that is better suited to you, there's going to be an excitement here you don't expect, because I do feel there's a new thing you might get certified in, or a new skill you're going to learn, a new passion you get to work on, something like that. But for many of you, I also feel like if you take this other job, things improve for you with regards to your love life. Don't necessarily mean you're going to meet the love of your life because you work there, but this could impact you in terms of what neighborhoods you spend your time in, where you live, who you talk to. There's something here about choosing the right job, making things easier for you in an existing relationship, or make it easier for you to meet the person you're supposed to be with. All right, last but not least, this is the Spiritual AF deck. What else do we need? It's okay, guacamole. I'm extra AF too. That came out yesterday. Guess who ain't gotta explain shit to nobody? You. For some of you, you might have a little sense of guilt in the negotiation process, and that's fine. For others of you, there's a temptation to say too much in the negotiation process. I encourage you to boil it down. Can you keep your responses to 1 or 2 sentences, especially in like email negotiations, or if you're on the phone talking about the offer? You do not need to explain why. I will tell you this, I've been successful in negotiating a higher salary in part because I say, here are your requirements, and I meet all of those. And then you said preferred, and I meet those too. So therefore I should be at the top of your range or even over it, right? Right? And you're trying to pay me at the low end. So make it make sense. I didn't say it like that. But there is definitely a theme of negotiation here because you deserve more than what somebody is trying to offer you. Holding on to resentments is like taking a shit in your own heart. Okay, don't do that. That's not good. Okay. Hello, Carrie. Self-care isn't selfish. You looking out for your own interests. If somebody's going to try to make you feel bad about that, I hope you laugh, because it's silly, but it's quite common. There are a lot of people out there that will expect you to settle, will expect you to take less than you are worth. And sometimes maybe you have to, but I encourage you to get real comfortable with advocating for yourself and negotiating for something that makes more sense. And the better informed you are, or the more homework you do to understand things like market rate or what other people are getting paid, what other people are paying for that, or what the projections are or the total addressable market, things like that. You arm yourself with that information, you can get what you are worth much easier, right? Drink water and mind your own fucking business. We got some repeats, so I do feel like this reading could have some overlap in terms of the collective that like this reading and one from yesterday too. I'm going to leave it there. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. I hope to see you on my next reading. Doodle.